Okay.
We're holding SEMICHA Program with Ches, Seif Vav. He also lishes mayim. You're not allowed to draw water. The galgal with the wheel.
Yeah.
So you may end up using the water to water your garden, and the mishra shall pishtin, or to soak your linen in it. Therefore, if you don't have any of those things, then it's mutter. Only if you have a garden or something you're going to use a lot of water for, then it's also to draw a lot of water at a time. Not a regular drawing. A drawing which is a large amount of water, and it's very easy to do it. It's a wheel that you have a lot of buckets attached to it, and you can draw a lot of water at a time. It's mutter. There's no chash. Very simple halacha, and the Mishabru doesn't say much here either.
It's unusual that typically when you say you can't do something and you give a reason for it, usually the fact that you don't have that reason there, it doesn't typically...
No, it depends what. Certain Xeris, they say why they made the Xerah. Does it
enough committed today?
Oh, so enough committed today. Enough committed today is the question to speak about it is, which does happen, the child does come up, where you have, if you don't have the automatic sprinkler system, like the old timers, then you have to put on the hoses to water the garden. What happens is, the child does come up a lot. What happens is that a lot of times people, when they make the sukkah in the backyard, so where they go water to wash their hands, they take the hose and they fill up stuff right outside the door of the sukkah. Instead of going inside to the house to wash their hands, they use the hose from the garden, and that's how they wash their hands. So you're not going to use the hose from your garden to fill up to wash your hands until it's a die for the student. That's the shiloh which comes up, which is similar to the shiloh. And there you have the concern of the mechaber that it's a lot. You can take a lot of water at a time, and without a tircha. You turn on the hose and then it's coming shooting out water. So there are some places they want to ask you to do that. They don't want to let you turn on the outside faucet.
The same thing like you're doing inside the house.
No, inside the house is not used for the garden. But outside by the garden, that's a person who want to ask for it. But the master, yes, I'm listening to the Mekel, because it's only if you're the chash and go ahead and garden your thing. If most people are washing their hands, not chash, and go ahead and take the water and just water the garden. That's where the shiloh comes up.
But they have another problem if the blood is going in the grass.
Yeah, that's another problem. Yeah, it doesn't go in the grass. So even if you have it's in the driveway. You got paved or whatever it is, and there's a drain there that goes down over there. Doesn't go to the garden. Still, some person are chayshish that's also to do it because of this halacha. Okay, Siv Zayin. Mishi Yeshlei Peiris B'Rosh Agag. Someone who has Peiris fruits on the top of his roof, V'Roya Mata Shabbat, and he sees that the rain is going to come, and it's going to ruin it. Also, l'shal shalom b'Shabbos, you're now going to put them down, bring them down to the house on Shabbos. Derech haruba, through the skylight, shebegag. Avamuta l'chasaisa, you're going to cover them. V'afilu, and even levanim, bricks, hey muktzin, muta l'chasaisa b'fnei hadlaf. You're going to cover them because of a leak. So here says the mitrach shaloi l'tzorich Shabbos. It's a tircha not for Shabbos. So basically what the halacha is over here, if something is going to get ruined, it's going to rain, and you have stuff outside, and they're going to get ruined, so the halacha is not allowed to bring them in, no matter what it is.
But if you had to eat from those foods on Shabbos,
yeah,
then
if it's something you're going to use on Shabbos, you're allowed to bring it in. Anything
not all of it, I mean, you're going to take...
Yeah, so if you can eat from the food, you can take them in. But this child comes up a lot, they have stuff outside in the garden, and also it's starting to rain, and you want to start bringing the stuff inside on Shabbos. So that's essentially, if it's a big turkey to bring it in, it's not something you usually just move. If it's small things, they usually move around. It's not really a problem. Once you have big stuff, then it's really a problem to bring it inside.
If you have a bowl of fruit.
A bowl of fruit you can bring inside. But if you have furniture outside...
This was fruit to dry, right?
Fruit to dry, yeah.
It wasn't ready. It wasn't ready.
We get room, right? We get room through the rain. Yeah, we get room through the rain.
So what like we're expecting a windstorm this afternoon? If it wasn't Shabbos,
right?
Bring things in.
So you want if the windstorm coming, you're allowed to bring all your stuff into inside. You're allowed to move your.
All you have to do is, you're setting up a mill in the
sukkah, and it's going to rain.
And it's, it's coming.
So it depends about if it's tables that you use, so you can bring it inside.
Okay.
If it's tables that you can use inside, so you could use inside, you're allowed to bring it in. But you're talking about garden furniture. You're talking about garbage bins and stuff like that. To go in and start moving everything in, you come in, that's also.
Out what?
Out tircha. The issue is the mitzvah shaloi the torah Shabbos. The tircha not for Shabbos.
Nothing to do with muktzah or...
Nothing to do with muktzah. Nothing to do with muktzah.
It doesn't the more bring us for muktzah because the fruit hasn't dried yet. It's partially dried.
Yeah, so if it's muktzah, it's different Shabbos. It's even worse. If it's not muktzah, there's a list of a mitzvah for torah Shabbos. Being torah for Shabbos, it's not for Shabbos.
Yeah, because the Levanim for sure would be muktzah.
Yeah, the next case, Levanim is muktzah. So you're allowed to cover it, even the Levanim which are muktzah, you're allowed to cover them. But to move stuff around on Shabbos, heavy stuff, heavy garden furniture, when the wind is coming, and it's going to blow them away, that's so simple as muktzah to do it. If it's like it's going to blow and hit somebody in the head or something else. But if it's just because you want to move it in to save it, that's a pasha that's muktzah.
It's living.
Then it's bricks. The issue over here basically is a tircha shlo l'tzarech Shabbos. Being tereach not for Shabbos is also to do it on Shabbos. If you need anything you need for Shabbos, you're allowed to bring in. Okay, Siv Ches. Mutter litin kli tachas adlaf. If you have a drip, so dripping from the roof on Shabbos, you're allowed to put a kli under it. When the smaller, if it gets filled up, sheifchai, umachzirai, lemikaymai. You're allowed to empty it and bring it back to its place. For who shehiyah adlaf, ro'u l'rechitza. The water that's dripping has to be water that you could use. If it's unusable water, then we'll see soon it's a different problem. The water that could be used, water that's dripping, you could use it for rechitza.
Can you use it? I mean, let's say, for example, you want to use rainwater for tfilas kelim. I mean, isn't like you have it in mind to do it. I mean, you're putting it under a leak in the roof.
Right.
The water's coming down.
Right. And you want to use it.
If you have a bucket.
You could use the water.
Right. So you can use the water after Shabbos to do tfilas kelim or whatever you want to do.
Even on Shabbos.
Even on Shabbos. I mean, because he's saying it's shofchol. That's what I'm saying.
No, because it's full. If you don't want to use it, when it's full, you don't want to use the water. You have to fill it out.
Okay, I thought you meant that you can't use it.
No, this water that's not muktzah. Water that's not muktzah. Let's speak about it. Let's speak about it over here.
Okay.
That the rain is like a muktzah on Shabbos. Should we say over?
Well, we discussed it before.
Oh yeah. If you look in Seif Lamed, the Mishnah Berurah, the Rechitza. It's a very important Mishnah Berurah. This is a very common shaila. Rain that comes down on Shabbos is not muktzah and it's not noilad. Sifka and lamed. You could drink it, or to wash from it. It's also not muktzah. So rainwater that rains on Shabbos and is dripping in, there's no issa b'chlal to put a bucket under it because that is not muktzah. We're talking about water that's usable. So it's not muktzah because it's not usable, because it is usable. So it's rainwater that's coming in is not muktzah. The same thing will apply to snow. Snow's on Shabbos, before Shabbos. Snow, according to most places, Moshe has a tshuva that it is muktzah, but most of the places are arguing on Moshe and they hold that snow is not muktzah on Shabbos. Snow is mutter, you're allowed to play with snow on Shabbos, you're allowed to shovel snow on Shabbos. All these things that people think that snow is muktzah, most of the places can hold that snow is not muktzah. Maybe others should make snowballs, maybe this, or making something, but out the snow itself, from this halacha you see, from this Mishnah here, you see that snow is not muktzah. So now we're talking about rainwater that's dripping in, and it's royal l'rechitza, you could use it, then you could put a kli under it, fills up, you empty it out, and you put it back. But how about how about that water that's dripping in is dirty water? It's going through your roof, and it comes in, and it's moist. It's dirty water, and it has all the garbage inside of it. And now it's muktzah. So if ain't roy, also you're not allowed to put a kli under it. You're not allowed to make a graf sharaya lechatchila. What's going to happen is this kli inside of it is going to be a graf sharaya. It's going to be something which is disgusting. You're not allowed to do lechatchila. Then mutar l'taltla b'mayim ha'ma'asim shaboy. If you already did it, it's there. And you're allowed to take it out because it's a graf sharei. Right. But you're not allowed to make a graf sharei lechatchila. So let's go through this halacha. It's a very important halacha. And that's what's going on over here. The Magen Avraham says, Yesif Khan Yud Beis, She'ein oisin, Pirish, Ikir atam, Te'ein mevatlan kli me'echanoi. You're now allowed to go ahead and take a kli and make it vatlat me'echanoi, meaning to make it muktzah. If you have a kli and you want to put it under, let's say, something that's muktzah, it's dripping into it, you're not allowed to do that on Shabbos. Because you're not allowed to make the kli unusable. It's called mevatla kli me'echanoi. You have a shari lasses graf lechatchila. If it would have been mutter to make a graf sharei lechatchila, then the kli would have been muktzah. Because then you can take it away. You have a shari liten kli tachtav. The rei mutter achakach l'speicher. Since we cannot do a graf sharei, im kain therefore kishanoisin hakli vayasher kadei liyas graf of hoitzi alashiyam l'sham hamavata kli me'echanoi. Therefore, when you put in the kli there and you're not allowed to take it away, it's called being mavata kli me'echanoi.
But what do we actually win here? Because in the end of the day, if you don't put a kli there, it's going to go on the floor, and then you're going to.
We get to that. We get to that. Very good to that. We get to that in a second. One second. So here the reason why it's usher is because you put the kli there. You're not allowed to put the kli there. You're not allowed to make a graf sharei lechatchila. Therefore, it's usher. Now, what does it mean you're not allowed to make a graf sharei lechatchila? What does it mean you're not allowed to make a graf sharei lechatchila? I'm not throwing garbage into the garbage can? What does it mean you're not allowed to make a graf sharei lechatchila? That's why it's usher to get the water from that's dripping in. So the person speaks out over here that what the case over here is that the case over here is we're stripping in a place where you're not using that place on Shabbos. There's a drip, and that drip is in a place where you're not using that place on Shabbos. So now you want to save whatever's around it, certain drip. So you put a graf sharei there, but you're not allowed to move the graf sharei. So the case of the Gemara is, I think it was Abaye, that he put his bed into the room, and now he's using the room, so now he has to take out the water that's dripping. This is all in a case where it's dripping in a room which you're not using. For example, it's dripping in your laundry room or your garage. A place that you're not using on Shabbos anyway. So then, if you want to put a kli under it, but let's say it's dripping in your dining room, dripping in your kitchen, dripping any place, any bedroom, any place in your house that you're using. So what's going to happen? It's going to drip and it's going to go onto the floor. And then what? You've got to clean it up. Because you need the place. So graf sharei, put the dirty water on the floor, you're allowed to clean it up. So why can't I put it in a kli? Say the place could be allowed to. If it's dripping in a place where you're using the place on Shabbos, then you're icing graf sharei lechatchila. They say you're allowed to take your garbage and throw it into the garbage can. And when it starts smelling up, you're allowed to take out the garbage. Why is that? Because wherever it is now anyway, it's going to be smelling. And you'll be allowed to move it away on Shabbos. So therefore, any drip that you have in your house on Shabbos in a place that you're using, it's mutter to put a kli under it to gather the dirty water. And then spill it out on Shabbos.
What about let's say it's in a room that you're not using, but you have an immunopepsin? Like the laundry room, right? So it's going to, if you let it drip on the floor, it's going to destroy.
Right, so here, there's no head, now, if it's a hefsem merubah, so then it's a teirin. It's hefsem merubah. But sometimes to put it in a room that you're not using it, in your garage or the wardrobe they're not using on Shabbos, there, is this halacha.
Can you move things away? That's, for example, it's dripping in a room that you don't use, like a laundry room, but it's right now it's fully in the dirty.
Yeah, you can move things away. That's halacha we had before.
Right, so you don't have to move it away.
You don't have to move it away. It's not a big tikkun. It's not a big tikkun. To move away to wash it dry, maybe you can't.
Right.
That's a big tikkun.
Right.
But to move away clothing that's dripping on, then you're allowed to move them away.
Because that's it.
Yeah, that's Zion. That's Zion, yeah. So now, if you look in the Be'er Halacha, there's an interesting Be'er Halacha over here. We'll go through the whole Be'er Halacha. This is a little bit long. We'll go through it quickly, because it's a very important Be'er Halacha. Also, Mishum She'ein. See that one? Also, Mishum She'ein. Hine, Ikar Atam, the Asal Amida Tachzad Lach, Mishum She'ein Mevatakli Mechanai, Lo Yiyah Yechonis B'Yodeh La'azizi Achakach Mekremoy. You're not allowed to move it afterwards. Even the Ishnei Muktzah. This is the Gemara. Ella, but this is basically quoting the Mogen Avraham. Mishum Dihav Shemid Nashas Graf Shorei Lechatchila Yikar Klal Bitter Kli Mechanai. Kivin Shemuta Litel Achakach L'Seif Chek Moshe Sama Mechabro. But Kivin the Kanal Enes Graf Shorei Lechatchila Im Kene Mukhrach L'Hisratzos Lechatchila Shemunach Sham B'Kriyas. Now it says, after brackets, V'hinei, din zeh hetek ha-mechaber. The mechaber brings down this din, Rambam. V'atur polag al zeh. The Tur argues on the whole halacha. V'ayim v'tad sheheref v'zeh v'pasach ha-shulchan aruch karambam. So the Tur holds, you want to put a kli in a place, room that you're not using it, and it's going to become a graf sharei and then have to move it out, it's mutter. The mechaber paskins, it's also like the Rambam. Now, says the Be'er Halacha, V'ayim v'chai adam shekosef, V'b'mokon seirich godol, yesh lismoich al atur, the pasuk shafilu b'einei roi, muter litin kli tachto. So by the way, you have a chai adam, that's mekel, V'mokon seirich godol, not even have to miracle. So here's a seirich godol, so now you have your laundry room, and there's water dripping in the laundry room, and it's going to flood the laundry room, and maybe call it seirich godol. You may be able to be semich on the tour. You may have a heter over here.
What was the hava? I mean, of the tour to say that it was that
it's mutter.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all reason. Look at the long times over here.
Oh, okay.
It's whole shot if it's whole 8 items got further chatchila, how we pass it, if it's mutter or not.
Okay.
To move your bed inside. But that's what the halacha brings down. Then he says,
so there are some opinions who say you can do graf shorei.
Yeah. V'hinei, mash on rehagim lita b'bayker meha netila teich kli. People wash negavasa into a kli. Some people used to do that. Some people still do that today. That's not so common. I don't know why, but you're supposed to. So they wash negavasa by the bed, and they have a kli, and they wash it into a kli. So now what happens is, basically what you're doing is, that water right now is a graf sharei. Because you're not going to use when you wash your hands, negavas in the morning, the water from the washing is also to use. You're not going to use that water. So therefore, after haim bevada enim ruyim l'ruchitza, v'lo l'shtiyas behema, k'mevuri l'el b'simen dalid, v'chen ha'mayim achreinim shenoitam v'teich kli, mayim achreinim, we wash into a kli. So you're making a graf sharei. So don't do it there, do it someplace else. Why do it in a place where you're making graf sharei lechatchila? Right? Here, in a case where it's dripping into your dining room, it's dripping into your kitchen, so there you're not making the graf sharei lechatchila. What's happening is, it's happening, anyway it's going to fall on the floor, so it said, therefore it's mutter. But for you to wash your hand in a place where you can wash it elsewhere, go ahead and wash your hand elsewhere. Once you have to make a kashrut in your room, then you have to go ahead and spill it out. So then he says, we pass them like the Torah. The fact that today it says to be halacha that we'll make them, and we could wash the tilas yadayim in the morning into a kli, or we could wash mayim achronim into a kli. Are you doing a kashrut lechatchila? It must be that we're semich on the Torah. That's what the real halacha says. If that's the case, so you see the semich on the Torah. So it's same thing in your laundry room. If you want to go ahead and gather the water, tripping it in the laundry room, you have a heter of the Torah.
I would have thought that there is the washing in the morning, the negelwasser is a unique status because of ruach ra.
And therefore what?
Therefore, because it's ruach ra, you're supposed to get rid of it right away, no?
No, but so then why are you allowed to do it?
No, because if you say that you have to wash near your bed, but maybe you have a double damas issue.
Yeah, so that's interesting. Right. That's an interesting shadow over here. What's the Mishnah want? So what should you do?
Did they have sinks in those days?
They did have sinks in those days.
They probably didn't have in their house.
Yeah, so what should you do?
So he had to wash it into a bowl.
You have to wash it into a bowl, right? So you have to wash it into a bowl. There's no choice.
Yeah. Right.
So what's he saying? You have a raya pass like the Torah? I have no choice here.
Right.
What's this raya pass like the Torah? Still a pell on the bialach over here. No, what should you have done?
No, but I'm saying, but from a practical point of view, he's saying basically the Torah is right. Why? Because otherwise you couldn't do negelwasser.
No, you have no choice. If it was masking, the Rambam goes to masking. If you have no choice, you're allowed to do it. If you have no choice, you're allowed to go ahead and wash.
Tomorrow maybe.
Hey, tomorrow maybe you have a raya.
Right.
But not from negelwasser in the morning. Well, what are you supposed to do? Where are you supposed to wash your hands? So there's a little pell on the beer halacha, and then it says, "V'oidneru l'zela mikra eni roi, de'ein aleim shum iser, alevnei ruach ra asher aleim, v'loi mikri eni roi." It's not called eni roi rakim hu mu'ura betit. If you have dirt inside, sheyerid min agag, v'sheyesh aleim iser akaponim midrabanon, chamoy gabi tevel midrabanon sheskiru apoiska. There has to be some type of iser or dirt in it. Ruach ra does not make it enei roi. It is interesting.
I mean, but it is not right.
It is not right, yeah. So the is the beer halacha. The Achrayim, go to town about this beer halacha, and they don't like his reasonings. First of all, because it's not called enei, it's called enei. And second of all, it's the raya pass like the Torah. What's the raya pass like the Torah? Here, it's different. You have no choice. And a lot of Achrayim give a different shot, interesting shot, and they say a kashrut is only the isim about the kli me'achanai is only when I have a kli that's not meant for this. I'm taking it and I'm putting it under a glove. But if I have a kli that is a mayim achronim kli, or have a kli that's a negelwasser kli, it's made for that. I'm not making a kashrut lechatchila. It's made for that. That's what it is. It's meant for it.
It's like a garbage can.
It's like a garbage can. It's meant for it. It's not a problem.
But maybe it doesn't even come to become a gruff. Why? Because somebody who sees a negelwasser thing knows it's for negelwasser. That's not. So isn't a gruff?
No, that's a kashrut because you have to get rid of it now.
Well, you have to get rid of it. You don't. A gruff kashrut. Usually when we talked about it, it's something that really bothered us. Like you have that on the table, you've got leftover food. Does it bother you? No, because you use it for negelwasser.
So does it bother you?
No, I'm saying, do you have it?
You don't leave it around. Yeah, but you can't leave it around. Try to leave the negelwasser next to your bed. Try, see what happens. How long it lasts. If you're lucky, your kids don't come into your bedroom. But
no, but the question is whether it's something which is mold. So anyway, you call it like it's.
Yeah, but you have to be careful. Very much you have to step over it.
I thought it goes under the bed.
Yeah, you just push out.
You see what they put in
there? Put it under the bed? Yeah, he says, we pour it out right away. Wash hands, if I get to take it, you pour it out. Wherever you finish, you get out of bed, you take it with it, you pour it out. Don't leave it lying around.
No, I was just thinking maybe it's not considered gruff.
Stepping over is also a problem.
Stepping over also, stepping over it after you wash your hands afterwards. Not before.
Right, no, after. I mean, once the ruach ra.
Yeah, once the ruach ra is there, step over it. That's the step over it. Anyway, so that's the minig is we wash we wash negelwasser by the bed on Shabbos, we take it away and you throw it out. There's no problem of graf shalrei.
So is there an example of
graf shalei l'chachila that...
Yes, in a room that you're not using. A room that you're not using with a drip coming into it, that's a graf shalei l'chachila.
So even the Torah would agree with that?
No, it's Holder's Mutter. Yeah. The Rambam holds also. We pass it, it's also. Welcome to Tzorech, you may be able to make it with the Torah.
So what if it's, let's say, you have a drip in your bathroom, and it is a bathroom you would use on Shabbos, but you have another bathroom.
No, it's very different. If you use it on Shabbos, it's called, it's like they're using it, under it. Not Welcome to Tzorech.
Well, it's underneath.
No, because you're using it. You're using the bathroom. If you use the bathroom on Shabbos,
use another one.
It makes a difference. In the sense, you don't have to go use something else.
So we call an attic, let's say, for example, if you have a hole in the roof, and you know the water's coming into your attic today in our house, it's like you haven't...
It didn't come in.
It hasn't come in yet, but you know if you leave it, it's going to come down.
Is it coming down into your house on Shabbos?
Not yet, but if
after Shabbos?
During Shabbos.
During Shabbos?
You don't know. So the question is whether you could go up there and put a clean
bucket under it. It could be you could. If it's a Shabbos that comes to your house on Shabbos,
right.
It could be you could. Okay. Any place that you're using, you can put a clean under it. I mean, you see in the shul here, right? Constantly there's buckets going around, right? With getting drips, right?
Yeah.
Every shul has that. That's not a shul, right? Okay, that's Shalom with Tes. Shalom with Tes. Kamet Dina Pratim and Haggis for Shabbos. A lot of different halachas than Noig and Shabbos. Sif Aleph. Ein Reichvin Agava Behema. You're not allowed to ride on a Behema. We had that before already. You're not allowed to ride on an animal on Shabbos. And there's no more Ramov here. Beis. Ein Shotin Apnei Mayim. You're not allowed to swim on Shabbos. Even in a pool in your backyard, in your chatzir, since the water leaves it and goes out, it looks like you're swimming in a nahar, in an ocean, a river, therefore it's awesome. But if it has a rim around it, then it's mutter, the kivin, a film nekra mayim hasafam avzeres oisin and kaiman have like a kli for lekra lemigzir bo shem yasach chavish shashayata. So here, basically the halacha is, we didn't let you swim in rivers and oceans on Shabbos. Why? In Gzeira, they'll come and make a raft. Right? They're going to build a raft on Shabbos, they use the raft on Shabbos. So that's why they ask us to swim on Shabbos in an ocean or a river. The same thing they asked in a brecha, a pool, where it's not enclosed in the kli, that the sides, the water could leave it and go elsewhere. Therefore, it's awesome. But any things that we have today, basically, are all with a safra around it. You don't find anything that's not enclosed. And therefore, anything we have today, l'chayr, is not included in this gzeira.
Got to be a butt.
Yeah, it has to be a butt here. Yeah.
Has to be a butt here. I mean, because people don't.
No, a butt for what?
Can you go swimming on Shabbos?
Oh, it's a halacha. You can go swimming in a pool on Shabbos. Yes, you know it's a halacha. We'll sit down soon. But in this halacha, there's no issa b'chlal to go swimming on Shabbos. No issa, right? On swimming, there's no issa. So what is the problem? So there's another problem, a side problem they have away with swimming. And what's that problem with swimming? The problem is...
You bang the water?
No, the problem is that there's an issue of chitza on Shabbos.
Right.
Issue of chitza. You're not allowed to wash yourself on Shabbos. I made a zera that you're not allowed to wash yourself even in cold water. Hot water, we saw already, there's different problems. But how about if someone wants to wash himself in cold water on Shabbos? take a shower, take a bath on Shabbos, cold water, not hot water. No issue of being mavashel, it's cold water. So that we saw at SEMICHA Program. The minig is that we do not wash even in cold water. So
you can wash parts of your body.
Parts of your body you can wash. That's it. Yeah, but right? It says in Seif Zayin, it's in Chavav, Aroiches Benar, someone who washes in the river, he has to wash himself, has to dry himself well before he walks away. There's a whole different, a lot of halachas about washing yourself in an ocean.
Well,
and it's mutter.
It's kind of, okay.
And it's mutter. Says the Mishnah Berurah with that Aroiches Benar, Kotzva Apaiskim, the Nohagu Shlalirchais Klal Benor of a mikvah. The minig is they don't wash yourself in cold, even in cold, in a nar mikvah. Why? The matzui lavu l'day schita seyar, v'oid kamatamim. You come to schita seyar. So now the reason why, if someone asks you why you're not allowed to go swimming on Shabbos, it's not because of gzeri shayata, or gzeri that you're going to make a chavish shayata. That's the reason why. So that is no issue. The reason is because there's a minig that we don't wash ourselves, we don't make ourselves wet because of an issur shchita. We'll end up coming to Seif to here on Shabbos. That's why it's awesome.
But what about the people who just go in the mikvah? I mean, that's
yeah. So the mikvah is rechitza. So they give a teilim for the mikvah on Shabbos why you're allowed to do it.
Right.
But the issur is out rechitza, not out swimming. Right. The common mistake that people make. Swimming, there's no issue to swim in a pool on Shabbos.
So swimming is not like hitlamus, like
no, so it depends.
Because you're not doing it l'shembra. You're not doing it.
No, so so it depends. If you're doing exercise in the pool, that may be able to defile. But not this gzera. Some of them do laps on Shabbos. But not this gzera. This gzera is that you're not allowed to do it because you may end up making a chavish shayata. So if someone wants to go ahead and swim in a pool on Shabbos, you don't have Shimla Metetz yet. Shimla Metetz won't ask you to do it. What's going to ask you to do it is Shin Chavav, the Mishnah Berurah that brings down that there's a minig that we don't wash on Shabbos.
But the question is whether the swimming is considered rechitza. Why am I saying that? Because when you go, I'm trying to make enough clear between the swimming used to go into the sea.
It doesn't make a difference.
The liquor was for washing.
It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference. The issue is not to get yourself wet.
So that's
Love to have to rechitza. Love to have to doing the l'shem rechitza. Anytime there's a chash of shchita seyar, there's an issue. That's why a shower and a bath, everything today is also even cold. Because of the gzeira of shemoneh-esrei, he can come squeeze out your hair. So today,
that should apply in Yom Tov
as well.
Well, we do have poskim that say that the seir on the body is not skita. I think.
No, so the hair is.
No,
the head is.
On your head.
Hair on your head is.
Legs.
Yeah, that's something else. I mean, but the hair in the head. So someone who's bald doesn't have the issue. But the hair.
Most people can shower.
No. Once they made the So that's where it comes from. It's a minig not to do rechitza. It's important to know that people get mixed up. But the issue is swimming in a enclosed area is not a problem. When the problem does come up, which does happen sometimes. I remember we used to have it in camp that some places where there's no, especially in the mountains, there's no mikvah. The people want to go to mikvah on Shabbos, so they go to the river and they go into the mikvah. I remember I was in Camp Graham. There was a big lake in the middle of the camp, a huge, it was a lake, I don't know what it was, and the camp was around it. And Shabbos morning, there's no mikvah in camp during the week also. These people used to go table in the ocean on Shabbos. So there is a problem. The halacha is if you're traveling in such a place, you're not allowed to swim. Now, what does swimming mean? If you look in the Mishnah Berurah, I think it says it over here.
So dunking you're allowed, but swimming not.
Apnei Amayim. If you look at Sifkan Beis, Apnei Amayim, B'yadav v'raglav. Shegam raglav okar mekarka Hamayim. If you pick up your head and your feet from the ground, that's the Isra. You have to go ahead. You have to be actually swimming. Once both feet leave the ground, that's what the Isra is.
But if you're totaling yourself,
you
be at a certain point where all the water goes.
No, totaling yourself. Your foot could touch the bottom.
I thought you had to. Your foot has to be.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to. If someone tovels, and when you walk in, and you make your foot wet before you go in, as you go in, your foot automatically becomes wet. Then your foot's allowed to be on the ground on the table. As long as the bottom of the foot was wet from the water, your foot's allowed to be on the ground. So if you're toveling in a Nahar on Shabbos, the best thing is go under the water, but don't take both feet up.
What if it's so deep water that you're not going to touch the ground?
So that's a problem. Then it's a problem. Then there's a problem. Then you have this sister over here. Then you have the sister, if both feet leave the ground, you have an issue. But that's the only time this halacha really is negative, because in all our pools and stuff, there's always a safa around it, and there's no issue.
So at camp they never did the mikveh in the pool,
In the
swimming pool. They must have had a swimming pool. Right?
No, but you could. You could lift both feet. In the swimming pool is no issue to lift both feet.
No, I'm saying when you were going to camp.
Oh, yeah. There was a swimming pool there. There was a swimming pool, but the swimming pool isn't as good as a no. The swimming pool is a kli. A kli is mayim she'uvim.
Right.
Mayim she'uvim is not as good as the ocean.
But for this halacha, maybe it's better.
Maybe it's better. That's what I used to do. I used to do it in the ocean. In the river over there.
The lake.
Yeah, the lake. It was a lake. Yeah, it was a lake. It was a big lake, a huge lake. Yeah, but that's the issue. This is really today. The issue is a rechitza, and that you have to be careful with. Now, the minig is, the rule says, you don't wash b'chalal on Shabbos. Let's get that saying. The minhagim are very important. Okay, Seif Gimel. We already did a lot of it before, but now we'll go into it more. Ein metapchen lahakas kaf al kaf. You're not allowed to clap your hands on Shabbos. You're not allowed to clap on your thighs. You're not allowed to dance. We had this before. You're not allowed to sing. You're not allowed to use klishir. Even dancing, clapping your hands is all also shemisakin klishir. To knock with your finger on the ground, on a luach, on a table. Or I guess they used to put one finger on this, like this, whichever one it is. On the kashkesh by egois latinoik, on the sakik by bezug, or to play in front of him with a bell, today she is like, kol zeh fi'etze by osir, kizeir shem yisakin klishir. It's all osir, kizeir shem yisakin klishir. You're not allowed to dance, you're not allowed to clap, all zeir shem yisakin klishir.
So this Shabbos,
Debbie Down is that.
It was for sure the Shalit Tzibur was clapping.
Okay, we'll get to that in a second.
And I thought maybe on Kabbalah Shabbat is maybe you're more makil.
Why?
Because it's not yet Shabbos.
But
this is not
so we'll get to everything. So take it easy. We'll get to everything. We'll get to all the Geschmack and Sachen. Well, Sapik Lachayad Mutter to clap. Lachayad is Mutter. Hagah v'hadim Sapkin u'Maraktin or Idna. Today people do dance and clap on Shabbos. So the motive better they should be shaking and not to be mazidim. Leave them alone and let them do it. The Yeshayim Mizman Azeh Hakol Shari says the Magen Avraham. Some people say today everything is mutter. They ain't anu b'kiyim b'asiyas klishir v'lekol l'migzeh shemi yisakin klishir. Today we don't know how to fix klishir. And therefore today everything is mutter. The most of the shchiachu, the efshir she'al zeh noagu l'hakol v'koil. Maybe that's why today they're knowing to be makel in everything.
Is there still a chiluk between Sfadim and Ashkenazim today? I mean, do Sfadim actually hold by the
Ashkenazim like the Machaber, yeah. The Ramah is the one that brings down the heter.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Is there actually a chiluk today?
Maybe. If it's Sfadim, can't be makel. Let's see the Magen Avraham. V'lei miraktim. Says the Magen Avraham. V'svoid ha-Torah. Mutter l'raked v'simchas Torah. Simchas Torah, you're allowed to dance, you're allowed to clap, it's mutter. Beis echad keneged echad l'chei Parish B'Rachas Shleima v'afagav v'yitzeh peikam l'yuma v'yimakil l'fei kain dodla b'etz b'tzvei shani haltum shlo yimakil l'ad kitzoy to wake him up with what we call shir. The only time it's also is to do it k'derech hamashayirim. We had already in Siman with Chet, we're doing it in a way, it's not shira, you're doing it in a way to wake somebody up, then it is mutter. So you're clapping your hands to wake somebody up, it's mutter. Only derech shir is awesome. So let's see what's going on over here with the halacha l'maaseh today.
This is called Eitzah.
Here, look at Sifka and Ches in the Mishnah Berurah over here. Sifka and Ches in the Mishnah Berurah. V'lo meraktim. Says the Mishnah Berurah over here, B'yoyim, Simchas Torah, Mutter l'raked v'shash oimim kedusim l'Torah, v'shmekfoyit ha'Torah. Kivin the last of zeh elam v'shem Shabbos. Aber b'shar simcha shal mitzvah, t'goyim b'nisuim, even by chasan kala shevi brachas, or chasana, afil hachi osir. The gam of Torah ain't kedai lahater el tipuach v'rikud, only clapping and dancing. V'loi kishkush b'pamoinim v'zagim v'kosher v'shar klishir d'osir. It's not kedai to be makel by Kabbalah Torah, which no one does today, to use klishir.
Well, we do have kelim. We put on the Torah. We walk around.
That's how much. Let's talk about the bells.
Right.
That wasn't not derech shir.
Right.
So here he says only the simchas Torah is a mutter to go ahead, to dance, to clap, that's mutter.
Okay, but that's the mechaber.
So here, that's the mechaber. So the Meiser, what's with today, they see people doing things that maybe it looks also according to the mechaber and the Ramah. So there's two things here. First of all, you have to know what's called rikudim, what's called dancing and clapping your hands and patching. What is that? So, if I remember correctly, the Shuvah from Shlomo Zalman, that he says, first of all, we do today, a lot of times, we go around in a circle, right?
Yes.
It's not called dancing.
Yeah.
It's not called dancing. Dancing means dancing. Right? You want to know who's dancing by the chasana, the guys who are in the outer circle walking around, they're not called dancing. The guys who are in the middle, and they are dancing, that's called dancing. But just to walk around in a circle, a lot of folks can say that they walk around in a circle these days is not called dancing b'chal.
Because it was in the next show with Hawicha B'Mago. It's walking around.
So it's walking around in a circle, it's not called dancing.
So you're just walking around.
You're not yetzer. You're not yetzer. If you walk around in a circle, if you're yetzer in the shemoneh-esrei, the answer is no.
No, they're happy to see you there. They think you are.
Yeah, but it's not rikud. They're dancing in front of them.
Okay. They think
just by seeing you. Yeah, just by seeing it. It's something else.
Now we know the answer. Kate said Meraktim.
Kate said Meraktim. Meraktim means Meraktim. It means to dance. It means to dance. But to walk around in a circle is not going to be Meraktim. That's one thing. That's one thing. Then there's also
exercise. You really got to exercise.
Yeah. If you want dancing, it's called dancing. Now there's another heter that there's a marshal that says that even though it says it's only mutter for l'chvod Torah, the Berurah brings it down, it's only mutter l'chvod Torah, the marshal that says that for every simcha, even simchas kosher v'kalo, it's mutter l'chvod v'l'tapeach, to clap and to dance, even for simchas kosher v'kalo. And that's what a lot of people are saying. People are saying that, right? So Shabbat comes tefillah. Simchas kosher v'kalo, we find the heter. So it comes time to shevi brachas, people want to dance, real dancing, that's to walk around the circle, or clapping, could be mutter. Now, clapping by itself, it could be exactly derech shir. People clap their hands. It's when you dance.
You're sitting at a Shabbos table.
Right. So what are you doing?
Well, you're singing and you want to
you're banging the table or you're clapping your hands a little bit. That's not called singing and dancing. Because klishir means when you're doing something, when you're being meraked and you're clapping, while you're being meraked, that clapping is a clapping. Stop sitting in your seat and clapping. There's no shash or shami sakin klishir. That's not called dancing. Right? As the doesn't usually get into it. Right? The dancing and clapping, that maybe is awesome. Someone that's sitting by a Shabbos table and banging on the table with your hands is not called no shash shami sakin klishir. And there's no chash of, and by clapping your hands also, a lot of persons hold that there's no issue, it's not called no Gzei Shem Yisach for each year. That's what clapping you have. Now the question comes on the davening. You find a lot of people that by Kabbalah Shabbos, they're jumping and they're clapping. So when they're jumping and they're clapping, that's real rikudim. It's not, you can't say it's not called being muraked. It's really rikud, and it's really called clapping. So here there's a big machlokes. Now I'm not going to say anything is also anything is mutter, because it depends on which circles you're from. By the literature, to dance and to clap on Shabbos is a big issue. There's no heter, only the torah-study. Otherwise, besides the torah, everything is awesome. The Hasidim have a heter, this mashal, they have other heterim, that when it comes time that they dance and they clap on Shabbos, if it's a tzorech mitzvah, it's mutter. That's a simchas Torah, with simchas kashrut-kosher, or it's during davening, it's mutter.
When you have a speaker and people want to clap off the Christmas spot, I mean...
Applause? I don't think that should be a problem. It's not their shir.
It's Xera.
It's not their shir.
What's the Xera?
Applauding is not their shir. Is it? Oh. What's applauding?
With a cue.
What's applauding?
Right.
No, I don't know if applauding is any answer. No, applauding shouldn't be an answer. Because it's not their shir, b'chlal. Most of the names people don't do it on Shabbos. I don't know why.
We can.
No, I know people don't do it on Shabbos. Because why not? The Chai should be able to.
The answer is possible.
Why not?
I don't know. That's the answer.
The Chai should be able to applaud on Shabbos. Right? So why not? It's not Derech Shir. It's only Derech Shir that tells her. The whole clapping by davening when they're singing is only because it's Derech Shir. You're doing the Derech Shir. So it's not Derech Shir, it's not to a tune. I don't know if
Unless everybody's...
It's no different than waiting somebody else. When you clap your hands to get people's attention, to get people off. That's cool. That's mutter on Shabbos.
It's cute.
That's mutter. That's on Shabbos.
Whatever you want.
This is Shabbos. Why applauding should be mutter? I'm not sure why people say it's awesome. Let me check into it. Should be mutter.
So, I mean, okay, so we're saying like there are people. If you've ever been to Spot and you go to a wrestler place on Friday night, I mean, they're
really into it. Yeah, there's a dancing and clapping. So they have this heter, it's mitzvah, it's mutter. If you're going to ask if people that are not Hasidim, and those people say that these people are Mechal Shabbos. Not being Mechal Shabbos. You take it easy. Not being Mechal Shabbos.
Of course, this is
yes, I'll do this one.
Show the game or mutter sheishigu. I mean, that's
you show how you Hasidim. But about when you're coming from, definitely when you're coming from the Mechaber, the Ramah, the Mishnah, the only heter is on Simchas Torah. No question about it. Coming from the Mechaber.
I thought the Ramah is being very maker. It's like
no, the Maaseh says no. The extra shall zen no agul hakel. The extra shall zen no agul hakel. It says v'yesh evin zman azeh hakol shari, and then we keep the extra shall zen no agul hakel. The Mashmi himself holds that don't stop them. Mutter sheisha you must eat them. If you want for yourself to do it, Chari shouldn't. Right, if you look in the Mishnah he says what first you shouldn't do it.
In the last part, good.
Okay, the chief Kanye, the Haka B'Koil. High Haka B'Koil Koil, typical Sipuk, B'Rikut, B'Rikut, Child's Bar, Maskram, and Steve Zer. Only with clapping and dancing. B'Fil to B'Rikut, Ain't Kedai, V'Haniach, HaMinig, Shaloi, B'Mokah, Mitzvah, Elo, Mishom, Hanach, Lahem. So first of which comes out, right? But here it's interesting, the Lashon is, B'Fil B'Tipuch, B'Rikut, Ain't Kedai, V'Haniach, HaMinig, Shaloi, B'Mokah, Mitzvah, he says. It doesn't say Simchas Torah. It says a Lashon Shaloi B'Mokah Mitzvah. It's mashal from there that everything will be mutter.
Right. So maybe this is where they actually get the heter.
Yeah. That's the quest to get that from. There's other achraim that bring down that any type of mitzvah you could be made to do it.
Yeah, he brings on the Yeshua Abraham and says that since we're going to allow you to be matir for Simchas Torah.
Yeshua Abraham the B'Tzutzah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the B'Tzutzah is Meko. B'Tzutzah was a chsiddush. So they're Meko, once a mutter for Simchas Torah, they make it for all mitzvahs.
Yeah.
There's a long beer halacha over here. A real long beer halacha. Yeah, the Dirat halacha was there.
Cool.
I see it inside. This is interesting. I'm not going for the whole thing at the beginning. Okay, look at the beer halacha b'koil. I have a bishop brew the haina b'tipuach b'rikod. Stop. V'laya the kishka zagin. The kolshker ay de nigun klishir b'vadai isul gomar hu. Today, you won't find anybody using klishir. It's an isul gomar, even though it's only a gzeira. That gzeira was never lifted. Only for tipuch b'rikod they'll make them. There are people who use spoons and stuff and they bang and they make music. That could be awesome. That could be awesome. You could bang on the table with a utensil or something. That could be awesome. Even though you're just doing it to
also remember that's also whistling with your hands. Using your hands, you can't do it.
No, whistling you could do.
You could do it with your hands.
But it's not called doing anything.
It's only without your hands.
No, even with your hands. Even with your hands. It's not called doing anything. But here it's called doing. You take a kli and you bang to a rhythm on the table. That could be awesome. That could be awesome. It's worse than with than patching and dancing. The Kiva said, just look at the Sefer Zichron Yosef. V'saktiv, Baruch Hashem, and I got it. V'atik tzas b'dvar of HaKadosh. Bring down part of his words. V'masha heishiv l'rav echad gadol v'ereinu Rav Yaakov v'zev l'shoynai. He says that someone asked him a shayla, and this is what he answered. Now this is what Hashem is not negated today, but it's good to see what he said. Chil v'rada achazasni. Chil v'rada means trembling, a fear. V'chol tzaraseyem litzor. And they have a lot of tzaf from what's going on over here. Al dvar pirza gedola, she'also pritzi b'nei amenu. The pirza, the pritzes that they had b'nei amenu, from Kaimam, in their place, la'avar b'shat nefesh, to be over. B'shat nefesh means the dafka. Al das v'din tereseinu ha'kdosha. On the halachas of our Torah Akdosha, the Das Yehudis. And Das Yehudis is things that are also with the Rabbanon or not married to do. For besides the fact that Mechal Yom Tov for making Rikudim and Mechaylos Gazu Azeh Chazal, Fil Ba Noshim Levad or Noshim Levad, even if the separation is a Mechitza, the time of Peg Mashila Ein Mesapkin Ein Meraktin, it seems like over there what they had was they weren't doing a tzarech mitzvah. Every Yom Tov. Today you won't find this Baruch Hashem in our circles. People, even when they get together on Yom Tov, for Sudas Yom Tov, there's no dancing, there's no singing. The only time you have dancing and singing is by cooking-bishul, Shevet brachas. We have it by davening, by bar mitzvah, by Sudas mitzvahs you'll find it. On a regular Yom Tov, Samazah, Baruch Hashem, we don't find it. Seems like then there was an issue. The sipuk v'rikud afilu b'loich l'shir u'minezeme osa medina mechshasha mi'isachem klishir u'mikolshkin she'osa yedei klishir u'menagnim. Avad it's also to have any type of klishir menagnim, but a moshe kodesh nagel hakol loy al oifen zeh. And then he says, u'mishal zeshuvas sha'afrayim siman amizvav oisir afilu b'chol hamoid. Even the chol hamoid he asked it. There's a chiddush.
Oh, but they have the Simchas Beis Shoy.
Yeah. No, I guess my Chalamoid Sukkos.
How does that work?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because Al-Af Zu she'asu b'hai gisa, chingo v'chaylois, v'mchaylois na'orim, in besulois, v'nes'aravu b'hem gam anoshim v'noshim v's'idim yirak dusham. It ends up being whole taruvus between Anoshim and Noshim. Usidim Yirakdusham is a pasuk in Azinu. Usidim is the Shadim.
Mixed dancing.
Mixed dancing. Usidim Yirakdusham. Oyle Nafsham ki Gomu lehem ro'al lavra das b'fahesya v'atayro chageres sak aleihem. Torah chageres sak. Very sharp on the Torah says. It seems like they had over there some type of mixed dancing, and the Bishop Brewer over there brings that. It felt very important to bring it down. Lachmona l'shaizvon b'hai onsha. Eilush should save us from this thing. V'layasukein. Hini malach koi terosei shaloni im yofa osa SEMICHA Program. If he did right, it was moicha in this type of gathering. The Vayasifu Lachta B'Yom Tov Hasheni. Tshuva Vada Yafa Oisa Osa Limchas V'Chol Koichai V'Anoshim Ka'ela V'Chol Rav V'Meira B'Iroi Mechuyev Limchais V'Levatl HaRekudim V'Machalis B'Yom Tov V'Kolshkin V'Churim V'Besulas Yachad V'Kalvachomer Ben B'Lesh V'Kalvachomer B'Es Asef V'Shaber Kibar V'Talubes Anoshim V'Anoshim V'Chotov L'El Chemavui V'Archai V'Sim V'Tofim V'Chavdal V'Chotov so it's Ava Anoshim V'Anoshim V'Dua that Chilik Ben Esuas the Pluyais then Yemzeh. And he goes to the whole thing over here. And so the big issue is that they got together, Yom Tov, men and ladies together, and he goes on to the whole thing about being moicha about it. But Mr. Ruth doesn't often bring down such mechais, especially not like this, with this half of the shyness. It seems like, and I could say again, Baruch Lichtenstein, we don't have these issues, but it seems like
a special simcha in Yom Tov Sheni that they used to get together and dance.
And there was a big problem. And the truth is, the whole reason why we have Bahab after Yom Tov is because of the gathering Noshim and Noshim on Yom Tov, and that's where it comes from. That's why they had a tiniest Bahab. With all the various that were done over Yom Tov, they fasted Bahab after Yom Tov for that. It seems like it used to be a big issue. Now, we don't have this issue.
But it's no Bahab. There you go.
That's why it's no Bahab. Yeah, but unfortunately, the Tarubas and Noshim we still have, Baruch Hashem. And unfortunately, that does happen over Yom Tov. Maybe now we have to have Bahab. But it's interesting how it goes through the whole thing, how they used to do it. Okay, Baruch Hashem, it's enough to navigate today. The kids, if you see someone dancing on Shabbos, whether it's a Nesuin, or it's on by davening, there's nothing like that.